behind the scenes, the allegations had come. It was known this tape was there prior. It was obviously buried so that the rest of the world didn't know about it until this tape and those allegations popped up.
He put me on the bus in the middle of the night, did not tell me why we're going, what we're going for. He shipped me off to Florida, and I'm just staying in this house. I don't know what's going on. I got security at the door. Nobody's telling me anything. Like, why are we here? Why did we leave Illinois? I'm pregnant. I'm supposed to be going to the doctor at least once a week at this point. I should not be traveling. What is going on? No one would tell me anything. I was under so much stress that when I went to the OBGYN, we couldn't find his heartbeat. And I remember getting to the emergency room, and my best friend Angie was with me, and I just remember coming through the door, and they had papers and signing, and people were grabbing me and putting stuff on my arm, and I'm like, wait, like, what are you guys doing? They're like, we have to induce your labor right away because we don't know if the baby's gonna make.
Yeah.
I just remember them laying me on the bed. And they were like, we're gonna get Pitocin, we're gonna get this going tomorrow. And I went through the labor, and I just remember falling so in love with the rock because he came here so strong.
Where did you get it?
But I was in that much stress that it put my unborn child's life in jeopardy. Because here I am by myself in Florida. I don't know anybody. I just have my best friend. And they eventually, again, had to go through 10 people to get him on the phone.
To think of it,
Hold here a moment.
Mr. Kelly, do
I
you
shall
know
press a
that they
motor
induced
again.
your wife's labor? Like she just had little Rob. He said he was coming back. But again, I don't know where he is.
Who's that
And I
you've
really
brought with you,
happy
watch head, sir?
on that day
And
after.
arisen, by all appearances.
And arisen. Another pretender, you mean? I see the sovereign ascension has done little to stop such charlatans from plying their trade.
It is uncertain. This one commands the loyalty of the cause.
What? Impossible. You know as well as I do that there can be but one arisen, and he's up in the palace.
I'm well aware of how preposterous the idea is, thank
And then
you.
it comes across the
However,
screen, and they're like,
as I do not
I
believe
don't
in my
believe
place
what
to
I
rule
was
on
telling
such
you.
a
So the
matter,
rest of
it
the
will
child
break my
pornography,
record
and
of
I just
character.
remember
If the claim is
my best friend was
false,
with me.
we will be rewarded handsomely for our trouble.
And she said she didn't know what happened with my
Claim is
body in the
true,
bed.
however.
She said she caught little Rob
So
before he hit the floor. I remember like a buzzing.
All's been arranged.
It almost felt like I
Let
couldn't
us
hear.
pass through the gate.
And I saw the screen, and they showed his name, police, and I remember a lot after that. What about a child for choices? I believe it's his child.
An ox cart was meant to meet us, yet it is nowhere in sight. Aught may have
Police
befallen.
found media
Let's
of
press
R.
on.
Kelly with plenty of other young girls that appeared to be underage.
Kelly is accused of videotaping himself having sex with an underage girl.
Y'all need to leave them alone. That's not R. Kelly. Women lined up to show support for R. Kelly. I love you, R. Kelly.
I went to his trial because I was a super fan at the time.
At the courthouse, his eyes were always fixated on the young girls.
You like teenage girls.
He invited me back to his mansion in Olympia Fields,
You know what you did?
and he told me to bring a bathing suit.
You know the turmoil you brought into my kid's life.
I was 14 years old.
And for that, you can go ahead. Oh. The fuck is that?
Is everyone all right? More marks of the dragon's fury. Its rampage must have weakened the earth.
Initially, I met R. Kelly by going to his trial. I met him when I was 14, and I was like on the fence, and I wanted to know, like, did he really do what everyone said he did?
Here is a man who is going on trial for having sex with an underage girl, and yet you had women not supporting the victim, but supporting the guy who's going on trial.
I screamed at the top of my lungs. What is wrong with her?
I would have preferred not to have to face the same, but at least I know I am part of the challenge. We must
Whatever it is you need, I shall gladly oblige. Fall back, and I will help you with my magic. Wait a moment.
We shall not fall.
Whoa!
But I came across the one with me and the 14.
They copied the tape start.
So
So
close, the call offers no solace in
this is the
victory.
one that
What fails to destroy us
almost
only enhances
impossible
our
for
chances
people to
against these
pretend that
adversaries.
they did not know that this person had a thing for little girls. Chicago sometimes contacted me to view tapes that possibly had girls on it that I may have known. That was her, my niece, for sure.
I dare say the
And
Comet
that was
shan't be
him.
reversing this.
Police investigating a
Onward.
video
Find a
allegedly
way to
showing the
space lane.
R&B singer having sex with a 14-year-old girl.
Chicago Police Department is currently seeking to arrest you.
Oh, fucker!
It's featured in TMG Classic 101.2 and WPPY Light Conflict 6.9 for the movie is All Airplane by Billy Song.
I didn't like the all keen on the
There was no date on the tape.
You're welcome to take whatever you like from my pack, Master.
Master, if ever your pack grows cumbersome, know that I would be glad to purchase any of your unwanted items. 'Twill be an honor to serve by your side.
What's this? We're trapped. Fie! A Cyclops! To think.
A Cyclops. Raid, be on your guard.
A curative magics are at your disposal. Wait right there.
The power of such authority is not to be underestimated. Find a way to use it.
It's not how you do this, it's when. I imagine it will be most efficient combat.
It seems we have enraged our foe.
Might we not use their range to our advantage?
I hold the arm. Now to bring it down and let it taste our fury. I ask your aid. I've got a firm grip on our foe.
Tis a foe worthy of caution. Not to say our best one.
True enough. Focus your attacks. That's
Fall back! You have my gratitude, sir. 'Twould seem I misjudged you. I had taken you for another false arisen. Goodness knows we see a lot of them. Yet the value you showed in coming to our aid has dispelled such thoughts. Here, take this, as a mark of my trust. Give it to one of the sentinels stationed at the gates to the capital, and you'll be granted an audience with Captain Brandt. You're free to make your own way to the capital now. I see no need to keep you under constant watch, and I'm sure you'll breathe a little easier as well, aye? Of course, if you'd rather continue to accompany us, you are still welcome to join us on the ox cart. 'Tis your decision.
a fine place to harvest some ingredients.
Ah, here's the cart now. Do you intend to join us? Very well. Board the ox cart and we'll be off.
An ox cart ought to make our journey easier. I'd wager there's ought to be found here. We ought to take a closer look. I see a ladder yonder, but we can't reach it from here. We'll have to get up there and drop.
We're setting out. Jump on if you've paid.
Goblins! What rotten luck! We've need of your aid again, sir. stand strong!
We've got goblins!
We have no means of exploiting our enemy's weakness. Excellent. I could have done no better. I can do no less in service of the Risen. Well said.
Well done, Master.
Seems we drove them off. You've my thanks for aiding us. Vernworth isn't far from here. Will you join us the rest of the way? All right. Into the ox cart, then.
I was informed of your coming, would-be Arisen.
Captain Brandt, this individual summoned a pawn through a rift stone. Several witnesses can attest to it. Though I admit I had my doubts at first. 'Twould seem this is no mere deceiver.
This one's not a bad sort. Saved our hides on the way here.
As decreed by the great will of our world, there can only be one Arisen. That Arisen now resides within the palace. Indeed, he is our sovereign and the rightful ruler of Vermont. It follows, therefore, that this ruffian before us is naught but a pretender. You must submit to questioning. If you value your life, you will not attempt to flee. I shall conduct the interrogation myself. Stand watch outside. I beg your forgiveness for my insolence, Your Majesty. If the Queen Regent had learned of your existence, I fear your life would have been in peril. I had no choice but to treat you as a pretender, lest my actions draw suspicion from watchful eyes. Then you have truly lost your memory? In that case, mayhap I ought to explain the situation before we proceed. You, and no other, are the Sovereign, the only legitimate ruler of this kingdom. Some days past, you confronted the dragon in the village of Melv, whereupon you became Arisen. The people rejoiced, for our true liege had finally appeared, ending Vermont's long years of council rule. Yet, not all celebrated your coming. Your arrival would have robbed the Queen Regent Disa of everything. During the time of the previous consul, she acted as a queen in her own right, ruling the palace as she saw fit. And just after the consul's passing, when 'twas all but certain that her son would take his father's place, word reached the castle that the Arisen had been found. To Disa, Your Majesty's very existence is naught but an obstacle to her own family's continued prosperity. The assassination of the Arisen is an impossible feat for mortal hands. Thus, Disa chose to abduct Your Majesty while you recovered from your wounds, in order to rob you of your memory with a fell curse and sell you to Batal as a slave. Following that, she prepared a replacement to serve as the Sovereign in your stead, a mere puppet. However, with Your Majesty returned, I have no intention of twiddling my thumbs as Disa plays her games. I shall devise some plans to further our cause. Pray, Visit me a night in the tavern that we might discuss them. This one's cleared of all suspicion and has my permission to remain in the capital. You are to trouble the good sir no further. Are we clear?
Vain put down my steel for a mug of warm ale.
Pray forgive me, I'm in a bit of a hurry.
Consign it! Get back here! You there! Did you see an urchin in a cap run past just now? Can you tell me which way he went? Many thanks. I'll catch that wretch yet.
You're a kind one, aren't you? 'Twould seem I am in your debt. In fact, there's aught I would ask of you if you've the time to spare.
Aha! There you are!
Oh, apologies, but our chat will have to wait. Till next we meet. Farewell.
How might I liven up our time-worn routine? Wonder if anyone had noticed.
Welcome to the Star Drop Inn. We serve all manner of fine ales here. Shall I pour you a cup to start you off? Sit back, relax, and enjoy the finest brews in all of Vernworth. Come back anytime. Well met, sir. Fancy a gander? Fine wares all.
This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb. We ought to put it to good use.
Well met, son. How might I be of service?
Tell is, Vermund was once the Beastren kingdom. Truly? Indeed. Though 'tis not widely known among the common folk.
Fancy a look at my wares?
I'll grow old here if I'm not careful. People pass by here.
I must be vigilant. Your townspeople depend on
Only
me.
care I have is how to spend the day.
That looks promising. Any ideas as to how we might reach it?
Nodding off where I
Well
say.
met, sir.
Good evening, sir. I trust you fared all right on the roads, despite the hour? You know where to find me.
The solution eludes me. I insist there is one here.
Pray, allow me to open yon chest.
Any mistakes.
Not within poor ever happens here, anyhow.
Off to market I go.
Not much going on.
Well met, sir.
Little enough gold to spend as 'tis.
Treat myself to a Only fools and urchins. Who's boast of their coin?
around town. Hail, friend. Have you a spare moment? I've an eye for people, and my instincts tell me you're of trustworthy ilk. I'm in a bit of a quandary, you see. I'm to be gone for a week, with no one slated to mind the house in my stead. Fear not, I only ask your name to list as a tenant. You needn't bother yourself with the cleaning, and I don't expect you to stay cooped up in there neither. I'd be much obliged if you'd simply consider my home a waypoint on your travels. Sound appealing? Then come on by and have a look-see. I've taken the liberty of marking the location on your map.
It's been a hard day.
If I grin and bear it, I'll make it through.
You've come! Glad to see you, friend. So, what say you? Would you care to live here in my absence? As I've said, you needn't worry about tending to the place. Many thanks, friend. I knew I could count on you. I'll stop by again in a week's time, but till then, farewell.
We will find much better rest in an abode than out in the elements, methinks. Let us make good use of it while we can. Right you are. A good sleep will ensure we are prepared for the morrow. To this world I return, ready to put all I've learned to use. Good morrow, everyone. Come, we've much to be getting on with.
A new day, a new perspective.
I'm surrounded by whingers on all sides.
I know of nothing that demands your immediate notice.
We might make the fruit robberant ourselves, or purchase some at Rune's apothecary in Melv. Follow me, Master. I shall guide you to the location.
We're in your hands, sir. Much obliged. Ox carts make for relatively safer travel. Walking everywhere is certainly tiring.
Oi there, friend! Care to help a fellow out? All I ask is that you hear my request. What have you got to lose? My thanks, sir. As to the matter at hand, it concerns my ox cart business. I've been holding off service on account of all the monsters on the road, but now I feel prepared to start making trips to Melv again. Only trouble is, there are still monsters about, and I can't help but worry for the safety of the carts. That's where you come in. See, I've got a letter here from Lady Margit, the Watchhead's wife, to be delivered to one Sir Leonard in Melv. I'd like you to accompany the cart in my stead and see to it that the letter reaches its recipient. What say you, friend? Splendid! I knew I was right to put my faith in you. Now, the carts only depart at certain hours of the day, but I find that time flies when I take a seat at the station to wait. And mind you, don't forget to pay your way before you board. That's standard practice, and I would advise against trying any funny business. Each cart travels with an escort of trained soldiers, see, in case it encounters any monsters out on the road. So anyone thinking of riding for free will have to take the issue up with them. But enough of my lecturing. Just make sure that letter gets to Sir Leonard, then come find me when the job's done. Oh, and I'll pay your fare this time, seeing as you're doing me a favour and all. Come find me when you've delivered that letter. I'll be waiting to hear from you.
We ought see this to its destination. Mayhap this ladder is here for a reason. We're to see this letter to Sir Leonard in Melv. Shall we board the ox cart as directed, Master? I take it you've some business with this person. Then pray, follow me.
We're in your hands, sir. Much obliged.
This ox cart's bound for Melv. I'll not take you anywhere till I've had my due.
I must go. All this worrying's giving me an aching back.
Suppose I ought to check the wheels before we depart. Now here's a wonderful sight.
Ah, here we are. The ox cart made it without too much trouble. Mayhap we can employ a cart for our next journey.
It's been a hard day.
Oh, about ready for a break.
Doctor
returned by now. Mayhap 'tis time I went looking for him.
The other day, I espied an elf, of all things. Seems they've a village nearby. They ill favour living alongside the people of other races, dwarves in particular. I understand their reluctance. They live several times longer than we do. I reckon that sets us apart. Not to mention their tongue is a mystery to us. If you can't share a jest, sharing a village is out of the question, eh?
He really ought to have returned by now. Mayhap 'tis time I went looking for him. That place puts my ears.
Let's see. Where to next?
Time to get back to work. Days like this make me glad to be alive.
Hale, if you've a moment to spare, I'd like a word. As you can see, we're rebuilding, a task that can always benefit from another pair of hands. What say you? Would you be willing to help? Excellent. You're a good sort. I'll not soon forget this. Here's what I need from you. A bask of saurians has made their nest outside the village. Though they're yet to cause any harm, their proximity makes the villagers uneasy. I'd like to enlist your aid in driving them away. I've prepared some explosive casks and left them by the village entrance. Use them to send the saurians scattering.
A saurian nest so near the village is worrying indeed. Let us see the explosive casks there as quickly as we may. I quite agree.
It's this way.
Freshly rested as we are, this battle ought to be in our favor.
We must not let down our guard. This wound is proof of my negligence. You are in need of healing. Allow me. Wait a moment. Our victory is not assured here. We must be vigilant, lest our foe take us by surprise. The path to victory is myriad. That strategy never would have occurred to me. Truly? That was superb, Arisen.
It's this way.
Last long. Needs reinforcing. A good day to you.
We've not counted a thief among our number for some time. 'Tis your decision whom we travel with, Master.
Always sets me to think.
Aye, what can I do for you? Ah, a letter from Lady Margaret, you say? It is a fair way you've come, then. My thanks. She's a kindly sort, I must say. We met when I worked with her husband, Sir Gregor, on one occasion. Now she's taken to inquiring after my health at the turn of every season.
Our results are awaited. What say we make our report?
Time to be heading home. My bed calls, and I shan't resist.
What am I to do? He really ought to have returned by now. Mayhaps his time I went looking.
There's a ladder here. Ah, excellent find.
I'll take any chance not to think on my troubles.
I'll carefully conserve my strength and endeavor to survive every battle by way of sound strategy and defensive tactics. Shall we discuss tactics now or later? How might I serve you, Arisen? The letter has reached its recipient. Shall we inform Sir Donovan, Master?
A troubling rumor has reached my ears, and methinks I ought to share it. 'Tis said there is an illness spores can contract beyond the rift that inflicts unspeakable harm on those around them. As it progresses, the pawn gradually loses all self-control, and in time will even cease to heed the Arisen's commands. How terrible. We shall have to be alert for signs of the sickness among our number.
Not trained for this. My mind at its best.
Pray, follow me.
Our destination is rather distant. Perhaps we ought to consider employing the services of an ox cart. A most agreeable suggestion. Of course, the Arisen shall have the final say in the matter. We have no means of exploiting our enemy's weakness. Well fought, Arisen. Let us not get ahead of ourselves. The battle continues.
One might confidently call that a resounding victory.
We mustn't allow ourselves to become complacent. Take each trial.
Point blame at any point. You have been doused in oil.
Magics are at your disposal. Point right there. Well done.
Rendering you defenseless in an instant.
We must, each of us, remain alert. I shudder to imagine what will happen if we encounter us. Creatures who know death cling to life. It is the mark of a champion to prevail with that shield. The Arisen has been changed!
I'm saved. Thank you, Arisen. Is there nothing we can do about this obstacle?
If a ranged attack is needed, You can count upon my aim. I would gladly be of aid, Arisen.
Have you a different destination in mind, Master? Very well. I shall follow your lead instead.
'Tis not for us to gainsay the Arisen's judgment. We must go where we are bid.
Master, I discovered a treasure chest hereabouts during my last journey beyond the rift. I guide you to it.
Hold fast, Arisen! I will be with you in but a moment! Unless I am much mistaken. We have cause to visit a place not far from here. It is worth considering, if we've the time.